How do you not sell your soul to the music industry and the rap game? Today I'm going to answer this very important question. Let's go. Hi, my name is Terry, and welcome to the Artist Against the World channel, where we help you overcome overwhelming odds to make your dreams come true as rappers and artists. Now, today I'm going to talk about a very important question a lot of artists have or should have for themselves. How do you not sell your soul to the music industry, to the rap game, to the business? Now, what inspired me to make this video today is that just recently there's been another death in the hip hop community. And over this past year and this past few years, the whole industry has been plagued by a lot of darkness and negativity, and I wanted to make a video to really give my thoughts and my opinions on how a rapper can get into the game and not let this darkness pull them into this cycle. Alright, now after this video, please click the link below to get 5 free beats. I always like to give free beats to rappers and artists. Go get yours. Now let's get on to the topic. In my opinion, here's 5 things I think you should do in order to prevent selling your soul to the rap game and the music industry in general. The first thing you need to do is you need to overcome your personal traumas, the things about you that give you this disposition towards falling into negativity, okay? And I'll get more into what I mean by that. Number 2, you need to leave bad friends and your bad environments behind, because these things will pull you into a cycle, and even if you become successful as an artist, if you're still around that bad energy, it will still take you away from your destiny and having a good life. Number 3, have positive energy in your music. I'll get more into that. I don't necessarily mean make conscious music, but just overall, the main energy, the main purpose of your music should be based on something good, and I'll explain more about that, further into the video. Number 4, create your own lane musically. Find your message, be authentic. Don't just put yourself in a box with other artists. Create your own lane so you don't have to follow what everybody else is following. And number 5, be independent, business-wise. Build your own audience, your own fan base, because that gives you the leverage to keep your freedom as an artist and not have to sacrifice and compromise yourself for the business. Okay, so now let's get more into the details. So first I said overcome your trauma. Your trauma is your disposition towards negativity. So, one way of going about doing this is go deep into yourself and basically scan these 7 aspects of your trauma. Like, it's 7 types of traumas you can have: fears, guilt, shame, grief, denial, illusions, and attachments. Now, for the spiritual people out there, you know that these correspond to the 7 chakras, but I won't get into any spiritual stuff here. I just want to talk about the practical aspects of just tackling these questions. Like, ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What is your main fear currently in your life? What do you feel guilty about? What do you blame yourself for? What do you feel shameful for? What about yourself that you can't accept, that you try to hide, or you're not confident in, or you don't like? What grief do you have? What loss are you grieving in your life? What thing can't get over it, right? What denial, what lies are you telling to yourself? And what illusions are you engaged in? What are you clinging onto that's an illusion that if you can see beyond that, you can see life for being better than what that illusion makes you think it is. And also, the final thing, what attachments are toxic to you at this moment? What attachments do you need to let go in order to become the better versions of yourself? By focusing on these things, asking these questions will give you a lot of insight as to why you do the things that you do, the traumas that you have personally. So you won't let that negativity and that darkness control you, because basically, if you don't address these things, you will get trapped by these traumas and only act upon things that confirm your fears, confirm the guilt, and so on and so forth. So you'll just be trapped in a cycle based on your own head. Okay, if you can target these traumas and overcome them, then you can learn how to break the cycle of your life and act in ways that's different from your habits, your comfort zone that comes from these traumas that you have. Another advice in this area that I would give is practice gratitude instead of resentment. Practice confidence instead of fear. Accept yourself, forgive yourself, instead of just blaming yourself and doing the negative things. Because negativity, if you stay in that negative space of resentment, fear, guilt, shame, illusions, denial, you're just going to attract more negativity in your life. And it's just not a good place to operate from, especially if you get into the music business. People will take advantage of you, or you may compromise yourself. You may pitfall yourself and pigeonhole yourself in bad situations because your blinders of negativity prevented you from acting in different ways that would be healthier for you. I can make a whole video about that, but I wanted to lightly touch on that. 2, leave bad friends behind and bad environments behind. Okay, so for you to discover your true self, you have to get away from the people and the environments that's been holding you back. Because depending on where you came up from, you might come up from a very negative and toxic upbringing or a toxic environment. So basically, until you get out of that environment, you are most likely going to get trapped in the cycle of that environment and become just another statistic, another cog in that wheel. So for you to find yourself and break free of that cycle and live your life in a positive way, in your own way, you have to leave these places behind and these people behind, and not abandon them, but to find yourself and find your positive energy, and then you can be at a place where you can help them overcome the cycle themselves. But as long as you're trapped in that cycle, there's nothing you can do for the people around you, because y'all are in the same sinking ship. So you need to get out and figure things out, and then have that different perspective. And then from your example, and also from being on the other side, you can help the people you care about get outside of that cycle themselves. Number 3, have positive energy in your music. So if you put out negative energy out there, it's going to come back to you. So this advice is pretty simple. Use your platform for positive energy, and you'll build trust amongst people. You'll build trust within yourself because you're doing something good. And generally, this will help you avoid negative things and avoid getting trapped in negative cycles because you're putting out positive energy. So this will uplift you. Okay, so trust me on this, this will work. And 4, create your own lane musically. Find your message, be authentic. Don't follow trends. Now, basically, if you're trying to copy other rappers and do what they do, you can find yourself trapped within the pitfalls of the game. The importance of creating your own lane is that you're not just another slave like everybody else. You're a free thinker who's doing his own thing. You're not going to follow the herd and follow everything else these other rappers are doing. You don't have to destroy yourself. You know, when you create your own lane as a rapper and as an artist, really you get to stand in your own ground. Like, I don't mean you have to make conscious music or you have to like preach or whatever, but just the general premise of your platform, you know, like just create your own lane. Make sure you're not following other people or you're not following what you think you have to do to be successful. You know, do you. Be genuine and authentic, and that way you'll find genuine happiness in what you're doing because you're doing you. But the moment you start doing what everybody else is doing, then this just becomes a job. You lose the inspiration to do this, and you get trapped in that negativity and basically sell your soul to the game. But when you're authentic and genuine to yourself and you just do what you want with your music and create your own lane, that way you're not selling your soul. And that way you get to keep that good happiness and that good energy in what you do. You don't become disillusioned and depressed in this music business. And finally, number 5, be independent. Create your own audience, create your own fan base, have leverage. Okay? If you have your own audience, you don't ever have to sell your soul to a label. You don't ever have to sell your soul to anybody because you have leverage. If you come in with leverage, what you want to do, you can do. But if you don't have that leverage, you don't have a fan base, you don't have your own audience, something somebody in the music business told me is the golden rule of the music business is he who has the gold makes the rules. So basically, if you don't have your own audience, you don't have leverage, the people who are going to give you money to become a superstar, they own you. And so you don't want to be in that position if you don't want to sell your soul, right? So build your own fan base, create your own independent platform. That way, if you choose to pivot and do partnerships with record labels or whatever, you can have leverage so that you don't have to sell your soul to that other person, to that other entity, because you have a means of generating money that you made, all right? Now, to recap, 5 things, in my opinions, you need to do so you don't sell your soul to the rap game or the music business in general is first, overcome your personal trauma. Let go of the blinders of negativity that will make you do the same thing over and over again and trap you in that cycle. Number 2, leave bad friends and bad environments, bad family. Leave that behind. You can't help them while you're in the situation. Go find yourself and find who you are. And from that standpoint, you would better be able to help them get out of that cycle through the example of how you did it and basically through having a different perspective that gives you a place where you can pull them to, okay? Number 3, have positive energy in your music. This doesn't mean being a conscious rapper, but this just means using your platform for something good, right? This builds a lot of good favor from other people, from the community, which will give you good energy. And this will also build good energy within yourself. When you do good things, you think good of yourself. So this will help you get out of dark spaces. Number 4, create your own lane. Do you. Don't follow other people and do things that you think you have to do in order to win, because that way the music becomes a job. If you just do you, then you'll always be in love with what you're doing. You'll always be happy. And, by doing that, you won't ever lose that good spirit. You won't ever sell your soul. And number 5, be independent and build your own audience. That way you don't ever have to sell yourself and for people who have the money to own you and what you do. That way you get to be independent and talk your shit. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video. Again, I was very inspired to make this video in light of, certain events that's been happening in hip-hop over the past year. I hope that this helps y'all. I hope that this gives you guys a perspective. And comment below, like, what you think you need to do in order to keep your spirits in this game and not go down a dark path, right? So click the link below to get 5 free beats, and comment below what you'd like to see me cover next in future videos. And like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you guys for watching.